The last full day of trading on the New York Stock Exchange before the Christmas holiday, beginning with a cheer. New figures out just before the opening bell showed the US economy growing by 4.3% from July to September on an annual basis, up from the previous quarter. Most of it was driven by consumer spending despite inflation rising above the central bank's target during the same period. And last week's more recent data from November showed consumer prices dropping as optimistic investors look for an end-of-year rally.
We've just finished up the mid-December low when investors tend to unload their unprofitable trades, therefore being able to do some tax loss harvesting. And now they're putting their money back to work in areas that they feel have some potential.
US President Donald Trump is also capitalizing on these numbers, rallying voters over the last 2 weeks as he looks towards next year's midterm elections. His latest stop in North Carolina on Friday.
We now have the lowest core inflation since March of 2021, and we're just getting started. It's unbelievable. And that's despite taking in billions and billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs.
Even so, polling suggests voters aren't buying Trump's message on the cost of living, and there's continued uncertainty about how tariffs will ultimately impact full-year growth. The government's own economists think it will be a modest 1.4%, concerned also that tax cuts will diminish revenues and crimp growth. But the International Monetary Fund has a more optimistic 2% forecast. And if overall inflation is down, there are still some steep increases in individual items, including energy and beef, though Trump has pledged to import more of the latter to bring prices down. Owen Fairclough, CGTN, Washington.